You might be a little loud. Okay. All right, everyone, just to get grounded a moment, take your choice of either starting in child's pose, bringing your feet together, knees apart, head to the ground, or downward facing dog if you're feeling already very active this morning. Just meeting yourself where your energy level is at. And then as you arrive in that grounding position for yourself, if you need to move a bit, like turn the head side to side. If you're in downward dog, maybe paddle the feet a moment. Any kind of shifting around you need to do to arrive at stillness. And as you feel your body become still, feel what your body is resting on. Feel the ground supporting it, the parts of the body making contact with the floor. Then start to scan your own body and feel any sensations, pronounced, more subtle, without having to judge anything good or bad, just simply neutrally observing. And then without changing it in any way, observe the way that your body is breathing. Slow or quick. And in the way that the breath is flowing, observe your state of mind. What are the thoughts at the forefront of your attention? Feel whatever emotion is present right now, or emotions. Honestly and compassionately, being present with yourself. Begin to deepen the breath, taking a long exhale to your mouth, maybe even side out. Breathing in a little slower. Breathing out a big release. A few more times like that. In the past few days, we've been focusing on different chakras or energy centers in the body. We began with the first chakra at the very base of the spine, which is the element of earth, has a feeling of steadiness and grounding. Then we moved up to the second chakra, which is below the belly button, just above the tailbone. And the element was water, which brought a fertile creativity. The third chakra yesterday was between the navel and the solar plexus. And it's about the fire in the belly, the fire that's required to transform grounded creativity into positive action. So start to roll your spine upright into a seated position, very slowly lifting the head. Find a way to sit down where you feel stable in your pelvis on left and right, front and back, perhaps rocking a bit to find that equal disbursement of weight. And now today we arrive at the fourth chakra, located at the center of the chest, generally speaking. And that earth element is air, dispersing and integrating a spiritual understanding of love, compassion, and connection to everything you encounter. Air, like love, is within and all around. This fourth chakra is at the center of the 7 chakras, with 3 below and 3 above. This is the area where physical and spiritual meet, according to the ancient Indian energy system. The fourth chakra, also referred to as the heart chakra, is located at the center of the chest and includes the heart, cardiac plexus, thymus gland, lungs, and breasts. It also rules the lymphatic system. The Sanskrit word for the fourth chakra is anahata, which means unstruck or unhurt. The name implies that beneath the hurts and grievances of past experiences lies a pure and spiritual place where no hurt exists. When your heart chakra is open, You are flowing with love and compassion. You are quick to forgive, and you accept others and yourself. A closed heart chakra can give way to grief, anger, jealousy, fear of betrayal, and hatred towards yourself and others. While elements of those emotions might exist in various degrees simultaneously, I invite you, after acknowledging what is there, what are we carrying in our hearts today? What are we moving through our circulation of blood flow through our body? And with acknowledge of that, bringing consciousness and intention into what we choose to carry and what we choose to let go of. As today's practice will be that of heart opening. So bring your hands together at your hearts. Feel your own drum beats, your unique drum. And as you breathe in, lifting the heart, keep it lifted. Open the mouth again and take a long exhalation. Now for each chakra, there's a specific chant, a vibrational sound. And if you are comfortable with chanting, the sound for the heart chakra is yum. It actually is like the sound of feeling something delicious, Y-U-M. So if you would like to chant with us, let's open the practice with one chant of yum. Take a deep inhale into the heart space. As you close the lips, breathe in to the chest, down into the belly. Breathe out through the nose, softly whispering the breath by gently narrowing the back of your throat. Create a gentle whispering sound as you equal the breath in and out, beginning to warm up your body. Now, as we bring the hands to the lap, before we start to focus on the heart, let's make sure that the lower chakras are open and allowing flow as well. So we've grounded. Now let's begin to circle the spine as you inhale forward and exhale back. Feel the rotation as though your whole spine was a huge ladle and your pelvis was a big cauldron, and you're stirring that ladle in the cauldron. Go in the opposite direction. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now allow the movement to become more organic and flowing. Maybe the head drops because it feels so good to just stretch the neck and iron out any creakiness. Maybe the shoulder rotates one back, the other back. There's no right or wrong. Just let your body dictate. Let your breath pace. Feeling the wisdom of your own body and trusting it. Allow the breath to carry life force through all areas of your physical body. Deep inhalations, slow releasing exhalations. And now as you bring the feet together to touch, sit upright in Baddha Konasana, bound angle. Slide your heels close to your pelvis, ground your pelvis. And as you hold your big toes or outer feet, lift the heart and roll the shoulders back and down. With the heart leading, so it's slightly lifted, exhale, begin to bow, pause. Breathe in and sink your sitting bones, roots into the earth. Lengthen the spine, lift the heart, and exhale, bow a little more. Just like that, gradually bowing into the support of Mother Earth, where you might walk the hands forward if that feels good. You might even walk the hands over to the right and stay a few breaths if that feels great. Knowing that you always have the power of choice. Everything that I'm offering here is simply a suggestion, as you have the most intimate relationship with your own body to decide if it's good for you or not at this moment. Opposite side, take a couple more breaths. Reaching through center, begin with the heart to lift and inhale to slowly rise. Great. So if it feels okay to sit on your shins, let's come to that. And you could also put something underneath your pelvis, like a pillow, if you need a little support for your knees. If it doesn't feel okay, just sit the way that you can be upright and really feel lifted. Bring your hands to your rib cage. Feel your back lowest ribs. And as you firm down through left and right sitting bones, lift your rib cage, especially the back ribs, lift the chest. Feel the lower back lengthen and feel the abdomen firm. Maintain that in the lower torso, and now release the arms and draw your shoulders back and down. Place your hands in your lower belly, and now moving through fire in the belly, this breath of digestion, it's called breath of fire. We close the lips and we breathe in passively through the nose. We breathe out actively through the nose, where the belly is like a drum and it hollows towards the spine, like you're squeezing a squeeze toy. It looks like this. So I'm going to watch the clock for 1 minute and do what you can. If you start to get dizzy, just pause, take deep, slow breaths instead. Make it sustainable, start and stop as you need. But if you can find a steady rhythm, try to stick with that for 1 minute. Here we go. Breath of fire. Mouth closed so you're not hyperventilating. Short, quick breaths. We're halfway there. Last 10 seconds. Pause, take a deep breath in. Hold the breath, lift your pelvic floor. Open the mouth, exhale. Naturally breathe here for a moment and just feel whatever you feel in your body. And softly open your eyes and let's rise up to stand at the top of your mat in mountain pose. Separating your feet hips width apart, parallel. Spread your toes, ground through the four corners of each foot. Turn your palms to face forward by your sides, lift your heart, soften the shoulders slightly back and down. Feel your back ribs lift as your tailbone descends towards the earth between the heels. Keep the shoulders relaxed and inhale, raise the arms slowly overhead so the palms meet as you gaze up. Exhale, bend your knees generously and elongate your spine, firm your belly and fold. Press down onto your legs and inhale, lift the heart, pause. Draw the shoulders back, keep a little bend in the knees. Feel the belly lift to support the back and see if you can lengthen a bit more forward. So your weight is heavier on the balls of your feet. Keep the weight forward and exhale to fold. Inhale, circle the arms and lift through the heart as you rise. Watch your palms touch. Exhale, trace your thumbs down the center of your spine. One more, Ardha Surya Namaskar. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hinge from your hips to bow forward. Inhale, press your legs to the ground to lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, bow again. Root down through the legs, inhale, rise. Feel the heart lift and the shoulders relax. Exhale, center your palms at your heart. Pause and just close your eyes and clarify what's your intention for moving your body, for linking your mind, body, and breath today. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, bow towards yourself. Inhale, lift, expand the heart. Crawl the fingertips to the floor, step the left knee back. Bend the right knee directly on top of the right heel. Then slide the left knee back another inch or few, where you could feel a nice stretch begin to happen at the very top of your left thigh. Now scissor the right outer hip back. Try to evenly square your hips forward and then soften the shoulders slightly behind you again. Press them down. Feel your navel, draw it in towards the spine, and begin to anchor your tailbone downward. So maybe right now it's tilting slightly behind you, but try to draw it down as you float the heart up. Imagine breathing from the base of your spine, inhaling up each vertebra to the heart, and then exhaling, softening the shoulders down the tailbone. Breathing into the front of the spine from the base to the heart, and exhaling back through the shoulders, down the back, down the tailbone. One more breath. Feel the pelvis sink. Then begin to straighten the right leg by scissoring the right hip back, flexing your right toes up. Stack your left hip above your left knee and re-square both hips to face forward. Feel the front of your right thigh engage. Lift the heart like a gentle back bend. Lift the navel, supporting the lower back. As you inhale, feel your lower spine lengthen from your pelvis. As you exhale, keep your heart slightly lifted and see if you might bow a little further into Ardha Hanumanasana. Half split, taking 2 more breaths. Breathe in, relaxing the face, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Rebend the right knee, tuck the back toes, step into plank pose, pausing in plank for about 3 breaths. You can decide to have your knees down for added support, but if your legs are straight, actively press your heels back and firm the fronts of your thighs. Feel your belly lift towards your back, your shoulders slide down your back as you look forward on the ground. On an exhale, glide forward with this feeling of a lifted belly. Bend the elbows back and hug your side ribs, slowly lower all the way down. Slide your elbows forward, come into Sphinx pose. Point your toes on the mat. See your elbows just slightly in front of your shoulders, and without moving your hands, imagine you're dragging them towards your hips so your shoulder heads roll back. Press your shoulder blades down the back, and now actively stretch your tailbone back towards the space between your heels. Feel that from the inside out, and by intention, you're creating space in your lower back. One more breath in, broaden the collarbones. Slide your hands beside your lowest ribs. Hug your elbows to your side ribs. Keep grounding your feet and pelvis, and inhale to a baby cobra pose. Fronts of the shoulders roll back and down. You're looking on the ground so as not to crank your neck. Then press down with your hands and lift to all fours. Tuck your toes and firm the lower belly to lift the pelvis with bent knees. Draw your weight towards the rear of your mat, downward facing dog. If this is the first one, you might want to take a moment to pedal your feet, swivel your hips, perhaps shake and nod your head to loosen your neck. Feel how grounded your fingers are, spread, rooting into the support of the earth, so that you can rebound a lift up to your shoulders, creating space in your neck, a lift up in your hips, creating space in all of your spine. Now look and see that your feet are hips width apart, parallel. Take another full breath, still in downward facing dog. Then press through the hands and inhale, raise your left leg all the way behind you. As you exhale, bend your left knee. Now rotate the thigh bone open at the hip. Circling the leg a few times in one direction, lubricating the hip joint. Circling the leg in the opposite direction, letting the head hang, breathing calmly. This part could be modified by lowering your right knee to the ground. Now, as you square the hips again, inhale, straighten the left leg behind you. Firm the belly and exhale, round forward to plank, bending knee to nose. Pause, take another inhale, push the floor away with your hands. Lightly as you can, step the left foot directly between the hands. Spin the right heel to the ground for warrior 2. Align your left heel to intersect the arch of your right foot. Press down to your feet and cartwheel your arms apart to rise up. See that your right knee and toes are slightly facing the front of your mat as you straighten your right leg. You're turning out the left leg, pelvis is upright, the shoulders are relaxed. Let's flow. Bring your right arm behind your back. Perhaps you could reach the top of your left thigh. It's okay if it doesn't. Flip the left palm up, keep the bend in your left knee, and lift the spine. Then laterally lean towards the rear of your mat. Then bring the right forearm forward onto your right thigh, push off of the thigh, scissor the right hip towards the rear of your mat. And then sweep the right arm overhead towards the front of your mat. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your fingertips to frame your left foot. Look forward, step forward, top of your mat to fold. Inhale, press your legs to the floor to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms, lift the heart, but relax the shoulders. Exhale, hands to meet at the heart. Second side, inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge from your hips, bow towards the earth. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Plant the fingertips. Exhale, right knee steps back to a kneeling lunge. As your legs are hips width apart, stack your front knee directly over the heel. Scoot your right knee back an inch or more, where you could feel a nice stretch happen at the front of your right hip and thigh, right at the top. And then as you allow the pelvis to sink, breathe. Gently scissor the left outer hip back. Allow the right hip to come forward enough so both hips are evenly facing the front of your mat. Now begin to tilt the tailbone downward so that the belly picks up and draws in towards the spine. Feel your heart lift upward. Your shoulder heads roll back and down. Imagine breathing from the bottom of your spine up each vertebra, then at the heart expand so that you exhale, cascading the breath down the back of the shoulders, down the lower back, down the tailbone to the earth. 2 more breaths like that. Inhale, base of the spine, front up to the heart. Exhale, cascade the breath down the back body, down the tailbone. Breathe in, breathe out. With hands on the ground, scissor the left hip further back to straighten the left leg. Curl the left toes up, flex the foot. Stack your right hip above your right knee and continue to scissor the left hip back to even out the hips. As you breathe in, lengthen your lower spine from the pelvis. Firm the belly in. As you breathe out, lift the heart slightly and bow. Inhale, lengthen some more. Exhale, if you can bow a little deeper without rounding the back. Try that a couple more breaths. Half split. So this idea of having compassion for others, as many of us know, begins with practicing compassion for ourselves. We have a slow start to moving in our practice so that we're moving with a sense of feeling. How is the body responding? What feels good to me right now? What kind of challenge is love-centered? We can challenge ourselves with love, or we can challenge ourselves with not love. So start to bend the left knee, tuck the right toes, step into plank pose. This time take 1 inhale in plank, firm the belly. Exhale, shift forward, lower all the way down for cobra. If you're ready for upward dog, pause halfway. Untuck the toes, firm the legs, and coil your chest up. Deep breath in. Firm the belly, lift the pelvis, downward facing dog. Feel the hands rooted as the fingers are spread. Feel the space in your neck as you rotate the triceps towards the earth. Feel the shoulders rise away from the neck as you press your sitting bones up and back, firming the belly in. Breathe in, breathe out. Ground through your hands and inhale, raise your right leg back. As you exhale, bend your right knee and rotate the right thigh open at the hip. Keep circling the leg, breathing in. Breathing out, lubricating the hip joint, and then the opposite direction a few times. Feel that your hands are evenly grounded. You could always set the left knee down if you want more support. Soften the mouth, steady the breath. Then square your hips and inhale, straighten the right leg back. Belly firms in as you exhale to plank, knee to nose, pause. Hover the shoulders over the wrists and breathe in. Lightly step right foot directly between your hands, warrior two. Spin the back heel down. Align the right heel to intersect the arch of your left foot. Then root down through your feet and windmill your arms to rise up. Feel that your left knee and toes are slightly facing the front of your mat. Your right outer hip wraps under. Pelvis is upright. Shoulders relaxed. Sweep your left arm behind your back, maybe catching the top of the right thigh. Flip the right palm up, keep the bend in the right knee, and first lift the spine while sinking the pelvis. Then laterally lean towards the back of your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Now bring your right arm forward, pressing the forearm against your right thigh. Scissor the right hip towards the rear of your mat and sweep the left arm overhead towards the front. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame the right foot. Step forward, folding at the top of your mat. Bring your feet to touch. Bend your knees to touch. Sink your weight back towards your heels in chair pose a few breaths. We're going to semi-flow through sun salutation B before we continuously flow. On an exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift the heart to lengthen. Step to plank. Add your vinyasa, which could be cat-cow pose if you prefer something lighter than chaturanga. Breathe in. Breathe out. From downward dog, inhale, raise the right leg. Exhale, firm the belly to softly step it forward just inside the right hand. Make sure your feet are hips width apart and your back heel is on the ground. With your hips facing forward, press to your feet and inhale, raise your arms to stand in warrior one. Let's take just a few breaths. Feel that you're bending your front knee just over the ankle and scissoring the right hip back. You're straightening the left leg and spiraling the inner thigh towards the rear of your mat. Lifting the frontal hip bones, the tailbone anchors down. Lift the heart, look up, maybe even seal the palms. As you exhale, lower through plank into your form of vinyasa, any way that you need to flow to re-steady your breath. From downward facing dog, inhale, raise your left leg. Firm the belly, exhale, step the foot inside of your left hand. Separate your feet hips width and spin the right heel down. Keep your hips facing forward, press through both feet, inhale, rise. A few breaths in warrior one. Scissor the left hip back as you bend the front knee just over the heel. Firm the right heel back as you straighten the leg and spin the inner thigh towards the rear of your mat. Pelvis upright, lift the heart, perhaps the palms touch. As you exhale, take it all the way down to your version of vinyasa or no vinyasa if you know that you need rest. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Feel the breath in, slow the breath out. In the way that you're choosing to breathe, you set the tone for the way you exert energy in your body. Not overdoing, not underdoing, but feeling balance, choosing balance in the way that you give and receive. With bent knees, look in front of your hands. At the end of the exhale, try holding the breath, lift your pelvic floor to walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat. Let your feet touch. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Let your knees touch. Inhale, sit low, lean back towards your heels in chair pose. Exhale, rise up to finish sun salutation B. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now let's try flowing one breath each posture. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Step back to plank or float back to chaturanga, whichever you're flowing through, to get to downward facing dog. No rush, same steady breath. At your pace, from downward dog, inhale, raise the right leg. Exhale, step the foot inside of right hand, spin the back heel down. One inhale, rise all the way up to warrior one, maybe the palms touch. Exhale all the way down, your choice, flow or no flow. We'll meet in downward dog. Inhale, exhale. Second side, inhale, raise the left leg. Exhale the foot inside of your left hand, right heel down. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Let this pause be meaningful to you as you observe your body rebalance As you observe your breath rebalance, as you observe your mind realign. With bent knees, look ahead of where you want to land your feet. With emptied breath, lift your pelvic floor and lightly land there. Let your feet touch. Inhale, lift your heart, expand it forward. Exhale, fold, knees touch. Inhale, sink your hips, weight towards the heels in chair. Exhale to rise up. So separate your feet hips width apart. Then keep your hips facing forward, legs straight, and step your left foot back 2/3 as far as you did in Warrior One. Then bring your hands behind you, either pressing fist to fist, holding opposite elbows, or reverse prayer palm to palm, sliding the fingertips between your shoulder blades. Press down through all of your feet, engage the fronts of your thighs and your belly. Breathe in and broaden your chest up, slide your shoulders down. Breathe out and begin to fold towards your right shin just a little bit, then pause. Feel stability through both legs, both feet, both hips facing forward. Lengthen the spine with each inhalation. Fold a little deeper with each exhalation, finding the range of motion to pause at for a few breaths in pyramid pose. So notice the integration of a heart opener, which means you're lifting the chest and rolling the shoulders back, keeping the heart space slightly lifted within this forward fold, this bowing in towards yourself with reverence, this bowing in towards the earth with reverence. Firm down through your feet. Rise up halfway. Place your left hand on your right shin to the left of your front foot, or more challenging, to the right of your front foot. Use your right thumb and hook the right hip crease back. Re-level the hips and stretch your spine forward. Breathe in. Shoulders away from the neck. Turn your chest to the right into a spinal twist, perhaps raising the right arm up. 5 breaths. Inhale, ground through both feet. Exhale, 5. Inhale, feel the shoulders and wrists stack. Exhale, 4. Inhale, shoulders away from the neck. Exhale, 3. Inhale, draw the navel in. Exhale, 2. Inhale, soften the eyes, relax the face. Exhale, lower both hands. Look forward, step forward, feet hips distance at the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows up. Inhale, rise up to stand. Step your right foot back 2/3 as far as you did in Warrior One. Ground the feet entirely, firm the fronts of your thighs. Bring your hands behind you, either fist to fist, or switch and hold the other elbow on top, or reverse prayer. Engage the belly in and inhale, float your heart up. Exhale, lead with your heart, not closing the throat with the chin. Draw the left hip back, breathing in as you lengthen the spine a little more. Breathing out as you bow in with gratitude to yourself. You're here, you showed up. You are in the process of healing yourself and helping to heal each other, and helping to heal the earth that you're bowing towards. Power of mind, power of community, power of focus and breath. Last 2 breaths in Parsvottanasana. Firm the belly, firm the legs. Inhale, lift the spine parallel to the ground. Either lower the right hand on your left shin to the right of your front foot, or more challenging, to the left of your front foot. Use your left thumb and hook the crease of your left outer hip back. Stabilize your center and breathe in to lengthen the spine forward. Lengthen your neck. At your waistline, exhale, twist by rotating the rib cage to the left, perhaps raising the left arm. 5 breaths. Inhale, firmly ground through all of your feet. Engage the legs. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lengthen the spine down the midline of your mat. Exhale, 4. Inhale, press the shoulder blades down your back. Open the heart. Exhale, 3. Inhale, smile. You're being good to yourself. Last breath. Look down at your left foot. Lower your 2 hands. Look forward and step forward, top of your mat. Heel toe your feet wider than hips distance. We're coming into a squat of your choice. If you've got sensitive knees, step your feet wider than your mat, and you'll be more upright like this, like a horse stance. We turn out the legs, stay upright. If you feel okay with it, feet are just slightly wider than hips width. You're hovering the pelvis. You could even sit on something if you have a pillow. You just want to make sure you're keeping your knees safe by aligning the middle of your kneecap with a middle toe. Then use your arms or your elbows to splay open your inner thighs, lift your heart, and roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale through your nose. Whisper it out through your nose, soft, steady rhythm. Just a couple more breaths here, grounding in Malasana. Begin to lower your pelvis all the way down to the center of your mat. Yes, we're gonna get hotter in the core just a little bit. So bring your feet together. Okay, Val, thank you. Bring your feet together, bend your knees together to lift. Draw the navel in and up, lift the spine tall. You can have your hands on the ground. You can hold the backs of your thighs. You can reach the arms forward. Take a deep breath in and lower halfway. Ardha Navasana, half boat. Exhale, hover here. Inhale, hover here. Exhale, lift up to boat. Inhale, lower halfway. Pause a full breath, exhale. Take another breath in. Exhale, lift. Inhale here. Exhale, 3. Inhale, soften the eyes. Exhale, 2. Feel the lift through the heart. Exhale, cross your shins. Plant your hands in front. You have the option to step to plank or float back to chaturanga, or none of that. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, wrap your triceps towards the floor, firm the belly towards the back, and inhale, shift forward into plank pose. Where your wrists are, try not to rock the pelvis left and right like I'm doing now. Try to keep them still or balanced, and place your elbows on the ground to forearm plank pose. Slow and steady with control. You could interlace the fingers if your mat is slippery. Elbows right under shoulders, look forward towards your thumbs. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Spread the shoulder blades apart. Lift your lower belly. Draw the tailbone down and back towards the heels. Press the heels back, firm the front of your thighs. If you can stay a little longer, inhale 3. Otherwise, come down to Sphinx. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale, look forward. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the pelvis. So nice. Bring your forehead to the floor. Reach your hands behind your lower back to clasp. Bring your knees close together so they don't separate wider than your hips width. Ground the tops of your feet, especially your pinky toenails. Root your pubic bone down. Keep your legs entirely on the ground as you lift the chest. Roll the shoulders down the back for 5 breaths, your count. As you keep your hands together, reach the knuckles of your hands towards your heels. Ground your pubic bone and lengthen the tailbone towards the floor between your heels. Look slightly down and feel the length in the back of your neck. Shoulder blades pressing slightly together, down the back ribs. Collarbones widening. And when you're ready to release, release your arms, pigeon toe your feet, and maybe turn your head to one side for 3 deep breaths. Feel your drum beating on the earth. This connection between your heart and the ground. Slide your knees closer together so that they don't splay wider than hips width. And this time, bend both knees, ground your pubic bone, reach back with your hands, see if you can catch hold of your outer feet. If not, do the same posture we just did. Otherwise, kick your legs towards straight as you pull your feet, lifting your knees, hug them close together. Right under your shoulder blades, feel that contraction to lift the heart. 5 or more deep breaths, your count. Bow pose. Dhanurasana. Feel the counterbalance of forces in bow. This kicking to lengthen, yet there's a contraction in order to help expand the heart space. Contraction in the back body. When you decide to release, again, pigeon toe your feet, turn your head to the other side, and take 3 slow breaths. Feel your heart beating on the support of the earth. Slide your hands alongside your lowest ribs. Tuck your toes behind you. Press the heels back so your knees lift. Firm the belly in, hug the elbows to your sides, look down just ahead. Press into your version of plank. You could set the knees down if you like. Plank pose, inhale. Draw the navel in to lift the tailbone back, downward facing dog. Lion's breath, take a deep inhale through your nose, stick out your tongue, and cross your eyes, open the mouth wide. Yes, again, deep inhale. Let it go, roar it out. Ha! Let it feel good. Thank you, body. Thank you, breath. Thank you, earth. Bend your knees, look forward. Bottom of the exhale, lift your pelvic floor and float or walk. Feet together at the top. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Stay halfway. Now, if your hands don't reach the ground easily, you don't have something to put your hands on, bend your knees. You want more to keep your hips leveled, your back flat, and then firm the belly in as if you're a plank. Look forward of your hands on the ground. Flex your right foot and begin to lift the right leg straight back. You're in modified warrior 3. You can lift the hands off the floor if you want a regular warrior 3. Flex the right foot as though you're pressing the heel against a wall. Scissor the left hip back and feel the sides of your torso, sides of your neck equal in length. Last 3 breaths. Feel the belly lift. You're creating a line from the top of your head to your right heel that's parallel to the ground. And then another line across your lower back that's parallel to the ground. And those lines intersect. Simply land your right foot, land your hands, come into a forward fold. Separate the feet hips width, bend the knees loosely, and just rock side to side. Flutter the lips. Breathe in. Let the lips go. One more. Breathe in. Let the lips go. Then bring your feet together. Inhale, come up halfway. Place your hands on the ground. Bend the knees if necessary. Draw the belly in. Press the heart through the gates of your arms. Flex the left foot. Raise the left leg parallel to the floor. Draw the right hip back. Level your hips. Lift the lower belly. Perhaps lift the hands. Last 3 breaths. Feel the support of your center as you lengthen and expand with breath. Feel the support of the ground as you root into her to rise, to soar, to fly. When you're ready, set your hands down, set your left foot down, bend your knees, drop your chin, and inhale, slowly roll up, 1 vertebra at a time. Rolling the shoulders behind you. Exhale through the mouth, release the shoulders down. 2 more. Inhale, float the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Last time. Big release. Now, feel your feet connected to the earth, hips width. Hips facing forward. Place your left hand on your left hip. Turn your right palm face up, right elbow against your right waist. Bend your knees slightly. Feel the fronts of your thighs engage. Now keep aligning your hips to face forward and try to balance them. Firm the belly in, anchor the tailbone down, and bend your right knee close to your right glute. Reach back with your right palm for the inside of your right ankle or foot. If you don't have it, it's okay. You can grab the toe, you can grab something like a strap and hold it. Draw the tailbone down, keep your knees close together, just like on the floor. Try not to splay your knees wider than hips width like this. Close the knees, start to kick the right leg towards straight, and use the counterbalancing of lifting the heart as you support, maybe raising the left arm up. This posture is called Natarajasana, which means dancer pose. Feel the dance of the heart. Feel the lift, feel the expansion. And then when you're ready, very softly reverse. Step the right foot down, mountain pose. Bring your hands to your heart center. Breathe into there, out to your mouth. Again, inhale to the heart space. Out through the mouth. in that sense of steadiness. Blink your eyes open, shift your weight onto your right foot, bring your right hand to your right hip. Take your time, hips stay balanced, belly is firm, tailbone anchors towards the earth. Left palm turns up. Catch the inside of left ankle or foot. Draw the left knee down close to the right. Knees no wider than hips distance. Kick the left leg towards straight and coil the chest up. So you're pulling the foot and kicking the leg simultaneously. Maybe raise the right arm. Keep turning the left hip forward and down. Right hip tacks back. Feel the navel draw in. Last 3 breaths. So what does it feel to be open, to give, to receive? Feel the strength you have within that vulnerability. Set your left foot down. Place your 2 hands on your heart. Breathe into the heart space. Keep it lifted. Breathe out through the mouth. In breath, we are constantly giving and receiving with the world around us. Remembering how we are so interconnected. Walls don't separate us. Start to make your way down to the earth, sitting, extending your left leg forward, taking your right thigh and crossing it over your left thigh so that perhaps your knees stack down your midline. You could elevate your pelvis to let the stacking come a little easier. Now, either keeping your left leg straight or also bending your left knee, where then you might splay the feet wider apart and gently flex them. Do what allows your pelvis to feel grounded on both sides. Now lift your chest, roll the shoulders back and down, then bend your elbows apart, broadening the collarbones. Cross your left elbow over the right, then either hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Press the shoulder blades down your back, and in your mind's eye, breathe into the space behind your heart. Feel the shoulder blades spread open like windows to the back of your heart center. Sitting tall, then perhaps hinging forward from your hips. Lengthen your spine as you breathe in. Float the heart up, yet bow in as you exhale. Allow 2 more breaths to flow through the window behind your heart. Leading with your chest, breathe in to rise slowly. Circle the arms apart, straighten the legs forward, and just turn your head in any way that feels wonderful. Maybe roll out your feet, maybe roll out your hands at your wrists. Then keep your right leg forward. Take your left thigh and cross it over the right, hugging your thighs as close together as you can. You could elevate the pelvis here, you could keep the right leg straight, or try bending the right knee and splaying the feet wider apart, with feet gently flexed. Ground both of your sitting bones, sit tall, bend your elbows apart. This time cross the right elbow over the left. Either hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Pressing your shoulder blades down your back ribs, press the pelvis down and breathe in to lift up through the center of your spine and crown. Breathe out to hinge forward. Heart is slightly lifted, though you bow. Breath by breath, easing your way through, with acknowledgement at the back of the heart center too. Last 2 spacious breaths. Start with your chest to rise as you inhale slowly. Spread your wings and let it go. Open up the legs, sort of like a straddle. Flex your feet. Make little C's with your hands like this and cup the very tops of your thighs. And that's it, Andrea. Roll your inner thighs back, ground your sitting bones down. And then as you root down through your sitting bones, feel the lift up again through the lower spine, crown. Flex your feet gently and try to keep your knees pointing up, not rolling forward. And then place your hands in front of you. Uplift your spine as you breathe in. Feel the lightness at your heart center physically, energetically as you breathe out to fold. Inhale, ground through the pelvis, uplift your spine. Let the heart lead as you bow. The difference between the heart leading in the physical sense is you have this open space between chin and chest. Your shoulders are relaxed down away from your neck rather than the head leading, which closes the throat and rounds the shoulders. Though you're looking in this more introspective posture, the heart is still rising and open. Last 2 breaths. Upavishta Konasana. With the support of your hands walking towards your body, lift the chest, lead from the heart as you inhale to rise. Bring your hands to your outer thighs, bend your knees, lift them up, and then drag your heels together. Separate your feet hips width, ground your sitting bones, and reach the arms up. And just take a moment here to turn your palms up, like your body is a channel between sky above, earth below, and the heart receives the beauty of it, the beauty of the connection. Again, with your heart leading, begin to bow forward, catching hold of your legs or your big toes, whatever allows the heart to stay lifted, the shoulders relaxed, and the spine to be a channel of open flow. Your energy flow through the vehicle of your breath. Filling yourself up with the goodness of your intention. Breathing out your harvest into the world around you. From the overflow of what you gift yourself to. Lead from your heart space, breathe in to rise. And slowly roll all the way down onto your back. When you come down to the floor, take another minute for any last posture. Shift around, circle the knees, lift the legs up. Before you rest completely, unless you'd like a head start to Shavasana. If you have a wall nearby, you could rest your legs entirely on the wall as you lie on the floor on your back so that your glutes touch the wall. That could be a restorative way to end in Shavasana, which brings blood flow in reverse down to the heart. You could even elevate your pelvis on a pillow or a yoga block, something like it. Now begin to lower your body in whatever position you can feel utmost rest in. Close your eyes, turn your head and feel your neck relax. Drop the shoulders and feel the heart lift naturally. Then take a slow scan of your body from the bottom of your feet, your soles, eventually to the crown of your head. Offering peace, rest, and appreciation to each part. Sink into that nest of support you've gifted yourself through this practice. We'll be here for a few minutes. eyes still closed, as you feel the breath enter your body, imagine with it the color of emerald green, the color of anahata, your heart energy center. Breathing in a feeling of warmth, inhaling the color green, and exhaling. Feel the power of these words of affirmation. I am kind to myself. I allow love to fill me up and guide me in all my actions. I am able to let go of the past, to forgive myself and others. I love myself and others fearlessly. As though you're waking up someone that you love, just start to wiggle the body. Fun, gentle ways. Feel a long stretch through your arms and fingertips, your toes. As you draw your knees in towards the heart, feel this embrace of appreciation. You gift yourself and empower yourself to gift to the world. Turn over to the right and take your time pressing into the ground to rise up. Find a tall, comfortable seat. Perhaps resting your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your navel. Let's pause for one last minute to just feel the effects of your practice, observing whatever's in the mind right now without having to judge. And join your palms at your heart center, lifting it as you bow in to honor it. Let's close the practice like we began, that chant of Y-U-M, yum. Take a deep inhale. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.